Yo, rise and shine. Okay, so check this out. I got God's people right here up on the screen first, okay? Okay, so I put together a tab show, right, because there's going to be some fun words that we're going to look at, man. All right, so check this out. Let's get it going. All right, so here we go. So I want to show you, remember, Proverbs 1:7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, right? And remember, fear means try, fear means risk, right? So you always want to try the Lord. You always only want to try Lord, and you always want to try God. That's it, man. Okay? Scary simple service. All right, let's keep it going. Right, so we want to show you Genesis 1:1 because we want to show you how everything was created, okay? Remember, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth, man. Okay, so everything that we see, God created that, all right? That's it, done, okay? Let's keep it going. All right, protect, right? So I have this word up here, right here, because man, woman, we have a responsibility to protect everything that God created, okay? That's what we're supposed to do because we serve God, all right? You know, so if you look at what protect means, it's two words, right? Pro meaning before, right? And tag meaning to cover, right? So we have to cover everything, right? We have to cover everything, right? And that's a lot. That is a lot, right? You know, so that's why I'm just covering the words right now, right? But there's other men and there's other women out there that are covering other things, right? And then once we all associate and get together, you know, it's going to just be fun because then everybody's going to be able to protect each other. All right, let's keep it going. Okay, so check this out. We're going to start off with the order of God's realm, right? Because we always like to do this because we want to show what the order is. Ready? Here we go. Order. God created the world. Check. God created man, aka the people, check. People created states, check. People created constitutions, check. People created governments, check. Question: when did government become boss of the people? All right, let's go. Okay, so here we go. Now we're going to start off with the maxim of law, which means this is a great word or a great law, right? So we always want to show the authority, the power, the servant, and the jurisdiction. And we always want to show 11a because this is just a fun one, right? Because this just lays the ground flat for everyone so we can see what's up, okay? Remember, a delegated power cannot be again delegated. Remember that. And remember, a deputy cannot have or appoint a deputy. So once you get this in your head that remember, God created everything that we see, and then God told man that we're the bosses of everything, and then now man, woman, child, we have to go be the boss of everything, which means we have to guard and we have to protect everything that God said we have dominion over, right? That's the land, that's the air, that's the water. All right, let's keep it going. All right, here goes another maxim right here, right? You know, 53. For guardian, inheritance, minor, legal capacity, right? But we like 53C because it says, if a guardian do fraud to his ward, he shall be removed from his guardianship, right? You know, so if man, woman, if the people give another entity the ability to guard, for example, the people's business, right, and they don't do it and then they cheat, right, then that means that we have to remove them, right? You know, so now we look for people that cheat, right? We look for people who try to take things away from the people, right? And then once we find out that you're taking things away from the people, because that's what fraud means. Fraud means to cheat. And when you cheat, that means you're taking something away from someone else, all right? You know, so now we look for that, right? And then we just see that because we are the guardians, right? Scary simple service, right? All right, let's keep it going. Blockchain, right? I like this one right here. This image right here. This is how I learned how to be a bank, right? You know, so Bitcoin came out back in the day, like 2009, whatever, I don't know, but it came out. And then once it came out, I had to go read the words on how you use this stuff, right? And then I learned that it was a chain. It was a blockchain. It was just all mathematics and things like that, right? And then you find out that it was just linking things to each other through math. And then you're like, okay, that's cool. And then what they did was that they created some type of scheme to where it's like, all right, we're going to see if we can attack this program, this computer program. Remember, computer program is something that someone else created. You know, I don't know who, but someone else created it, right? You know, and then that program, after it tried to get attacked and then they couldn't attack it, then it created another chain. And then that other chain became harder and harder and harder, right? But basically, a blockchain is just a digital representation of we the people, right? So every man and every woman, you are part of the chain. You are in the chain, right? Because God created the world, right? And then God created man, right? And then we are now all chained together. And that's where we get the power from, man. It's just kind of fun how you always try to see the technology tries to copy what God created, right? All right, let's keep it going. Bank. Right. We like this one because banks are fun because everybody's like, I got my money in the bank. Right. And you're like, oh, okay. Do you even know what bank means? And they're like, no, that's just where my money is. And you're like, all right, cool, man. Cool. Okay. So, I found out that a lot of people don't know what banks are. A lot of people don't know what money is. A lot of people just don't know how any of this stuff is ever created. Right. Because I didn't know how it was created. So I had to figure out how it was all created. And my mind was blown once I figured out all that stuff. And that's just fun, man. So let's keep it going, okay? So we're going to go on a journey. We're going to walk through Plato's cave right now, right? And then we're going to show things on the screen that other people have shown you on the screen, right? But we're not going to manipulate it because we're going to show you the words, right? We're going to try to show you what's up because we want to bring you to the light, man. That's what we always want to do, right? So we always want to walk the people through the cave and we want to walk them towards the light, man, okay? Scary, simple service, all right? And this is how we do it. We do it with the grand jury, right? We love the grand jury because they're just fun. Look at how they look, right? They just like, here we go again, man. Here we go again. At least it's the first thing in the morning. Yeah, because we're going to go have some fun today. So we want to knock this one out, okay? Hi, look at Grandmama hanging out right there. Come on, baby, let's get this done. All right, we're going. All right, so check it out. Let's show you what's up with the grand jury, right? So remember, you always want to know what the function of the grand jury is, right? And it's to investigate the operations of the various officers, departments, and agencies of local government. And remember, all local governments are entities that we the people created, okay? Let's keep it going. All right, let's get into some words right now. Right, remember, bank, right? We love this word bank because bank is fun, because bank literally means table. Right, so every time you go to the bank, you're going to the table or a shelf, right? That's why it started off. Look at that, bench, money lender's table, right? A bank is nothing special. It's just a thing, right? It's a table. Scary simple, right? All right, let's keep it going. Ledger, right? Remember this word right here, ledger. Ledger means to place, to lay, right? So you lay something down, you place something down. Most of it's being placed in a book, right? Something that you write or something that you can see and you can go back to and check it out, right? But it's just to place, it's just to lay. It's nothing more, it's nothing less, right? Look, see this right here? For the commercial sense of book of accounts, right? So for all the other banks out there, these are where your ledger or where all your accounts are, right? And accounts are just a bunch of numbers and things like that. All right, let's keep it going. Money, right? Money. We love this one because money is just fun, right? But look at this from Latin, right? Latin. Moneta, place for coining money, mint, coined, money, right? Keep scrolling. Monere, advise, warn, admonish, right? Look at this. This word just means nothing. It just really means nothing. It means funds, means anything convertible into money. Money's just another word that we just describe other things, right? So anything could be money. It just depends on how you define it, right? Okay, let's keep it going. Credit, right? We always like this one because you always see all these like their credit bureau, right? You're like, what are you, credit bureau, right? And then you're like, what is even credit? And then everybody gets these little cards and it's like, I got a credit card, right? And you're like, well, what's that? And they're like, my credit score is blah, blah, blah. And you're like, wait, what? They gave you a credit score? But look at what credit means, right? We like this one. Credere, to trust, right? And you remember trust means stand and be firm. And trust, right? Believe, right? Believe, right? Credo, right? So this is fun because this always goes back to things that are biblical, things that are of God, right? So when you get the credit, you got credit, right? God gave us all credit. Every man, every woman, you have credit. You have unlimited credit because God created everything for us, right? So now here's the fun game is to see who is controlling the credit of we the people, right? Who is controlling the belief and the trust of the people. I don't know. Let's keep it going. All right, let's check out currency. Here's another one. Currency literally means curere, to run, right? When you're running, right? So you see how it's just running, right? But you see this right here where it says 1729, medium of exchange, right? Really, it's a condition of flowing. So when you got that flow, when you got that show, you're giving currency, right? You're seeing how you run, right? Literally, it's how you run, right? It's not the little piece of papers that you get that you go to the store and say, here, I would like to exchange my currency, right? That just allows people to flow between other people, right? It's really easy word once you figure it out. It's just a fun one, right? It's not what you think. These are not physical objects, man. These are all mental ways of seeing reality, man. And then once you understand that currency just means to run, right, you can see that there's a lot of currency out there, right? It's energy. Okay, let's keep it going. Debt, right? We like this one too because look, it's another two-word word, right? Debt means away, habere, to have, right? To give or receive. Debt, away, to give or receive, right? So you're giving something away, right? You're giving something away and someone is receiving something, right? It's not what you think it is, man. You always got to find out what these roots are in the words, because then once you find them out, it just opens your mind up to a whole new world, man. All right, let's keep it going. Remember, so these are the things that the grand jury looks for, right? We always look for faulty or improper management of affairs, right? So anyone that's not managing the people's affairs properly, we call those bad administrators. We're like, hey, you're a bad small master. You're a bad administrator. What are you doing? How dare you do that, bad small master? Go stand in the corner and go on timeout, right? So that's what we look for now, right? We look for all of the maladministration that goes on into the people's business. Right, in the people's businesses, man. And this is real fun because you can see it everywhere because the screens, right? They have to put all of the people's business up on the screens, and we, the people, can go look at it, and then we can test things now, man. So we just show you what's up now with the words, okay? Check it out. So this is what we also look for. We also look for treason, right? We look for treason. We look for our things being delivered. Is our trust being delivered or handed over to some other entity, right? Have our administrators, the people that we've given power to administer the people's business, have they breached the trust? Have they betrayed our trust? See that breach of faith? And you remember what faith is? Faith is credit, right? So are they betraying the credit of the people? Are they handing over the credit of the people? Are they delivering the credit of the people to someone else? I don't know. We're going to find out, though. Let's go ahead and see. All right, so check this out. We also look for war, right? Remember this. Remember what war? We look for the subtle war. We look for things that cause confusion. We look for things that mix things up, right? We don't look for the bombs and the guns and things like that. That's different. That's another type of war, right? We look for the confusion and then the mix-up. An example of that would be, like, oh, there's a central bank, or the Federal Reserve is the bank of all the people, right? Now, this is called confusion, right? So if you tell the people that there's a Federal Reserve Bank and the Federal Reserve Bank is a central bank of the United States, we think that you're causing confusion, right? We think that that is type of war because you're mixing up words, right? You're mixing up words and you're mixing up jurisdictions with we the people's business, man. And we don't like that, right? So now we show you what's up. Okay, so check this out. Right, before we walk, preamble, we always have to lay down who's the boss, right? We, the people of the state of California, grateful to Almighty God, hi God, thanks for the shine, for our freedom in order to secure and perpetuate its blessings, do establish this Constitution, right? So all the people establish the constitutions, right? We, the people, are the ones who create the constitutions for our public servants to work in, right? And all corporations are public servants. All entities that have to speak to the government and ask the government permission. Hey, Mr. Government, can I have a license to do that? That means the people are your boss, right? So if you have a license, if you have any type of permission from the federal government, remember, we the people are your boss, okay? Let's keep it going. So check this out right here. This is Article 1, California Constitution, right? And in Section 1, we like this one because it shows you what's up, right? All people are by nature free and independent and have inalienable rights, right? Remember that. We have rights that you cannot mess with, right? And we bring those up whenever we wish to, right? Among these are enjoying and defending life and liberty, acquiring, possessing, and protecting property, and pursuing and obtaining safety, happiness, and privacy, right? These are some of the rights that all people have by nature. And when you see by nature, that means by God, right? So God gave us these rights, man. Not man, God gave us these rights, okay? Let's keep it going. Right, so here we are. We're in 1849 of the California Constitution, right? 1849, right? And you know, right here we scroll down to Section 34, right? But when you see where this one came from, we'll show you, right? Which article this came from. This came from Article 4, Legislative Department, right? So we can go and look in the new one and see in the Legislative Department isn't there, right? But we like to go to the root of where the Constitution came from, and we went to 1849 because we like to travel in time. And then look at Section 34. The legislature shall have no power to pass, remember, no power to pass any act granting any charter for banking purposes. What? So the legislature, the lawmakers, they don't have any power to pass any act granting any charter for banking purposes? What does that mean? That means that you can't make any banks, man. You can't make any banks, right? Check it out. Let's keep it going. But associations may be formed. Oh, associations may be formed. Okay. Under general laws for the deposit, meaning you put things in, of gold and silver. Oh, real money. But no, or real value. But no such association shall make, issue, or put in circulation any bill, check, ticket, certificate, promissory note, or other paper, or the paper of any bank to circulate as money. What? You know, so you know when people walk around with what they call Federal Reserve notes, right? I think you're not supposed to be doing that, right? I think you're not supposed to be doing that, right? Because right here in the Constitution, it says that you don't have that power, no power, right? Check out 35. The legislature of this state shall prohibit, you got to stop it, right? You got to stop it. By law, any person or persons, associations, company, or corporation from exercising the privileges of banking or creating paper to circulate as money. What? Oh my God, did you guys know that? I didn't know that, right? Until I just read it, right? So now we know what the words are, right? Because the word says that our servants cannot make any banks. You cannot make a bank, right? You cannot make any money. You cannot circulate any of this stuff. You cannot circulate any bills, checks, tickets, certificates, promissory notes, or other paper, right? That also includes the little pieces of cards that you swipe with the magnetic strip that has digital paper on it, right? So if you add another word to it, you can't do that, right? So we're just showing you right here what's up with the words, man. All right, let's keep it going. Associate, right? Remember they had associate. Associate means join in company, right? But it really means to follow, right? You know, so my man Christ said, you know, follow me, follow me, follow me. So we follow Christ, right? We follow Jesus Christ, right? We united with Jesus Christ. And once we united with Jesus Christ, we became one with Christ. And then we got to God through Christ, man, because we are an associate of him now, right? And then we associate with God. We choose to do that because God gave us free will, and he said, hey man, I'm gonna show you what's up, but you gotta choose. You get to choose who you follow, right? And I was like, okay, cool, man, got it good, right? You know, show me what's up, right? And then once Christ showed me what's up, I was like, I'll follow you, you know, I'll walk with you, man, I'll ride or die with you. And that's what we do now. That's why we like to make associations, because we like for people to join in company, but we like for them to choose, right? Because you have free will. Okay, let's keep it going. Here goes Justia. Hey, Justia, what's going on? Okay, so check this out. Every man, every woman, you have a right of association. All people have the right of association. And check out, we wrote it for you. Right, so look at this right here. Congress shall make no law, respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof or abridging the freedom of speech. every man, every woman, all people can speak. Or of the press, every man, every woman, all people can write whatever they want. They can put whatever they want up on the screen, and they can show it, right? They can show it. Or the right of the people to peaceably assemble, right? Every man, every woman, all people, we can all come together as one and unite as long as we agree to unite and follow each other. And to petition the government for redress of grievances, right? So every man, every woman, all people, right? We can dress down, we can undress the government, take off their clothes, and show them where they cause us harm, right? We can show them where they cause us harm, and then we can say, hey, Mr. Government, public servant, now tell me where you got the authority to do that, right? And if they can't do that, right, then, they're going to go on timeout, right? Okay, scary simple service. Let's keep it going. Remember what voluntary association means, right? A voluntary association is just a group of individuals who enter into an agreement. Stop right there. Agreement means peace, right? So when you walk in peace, right, that means you're volunteering. You're doing it because this is what you choose to do, right? You get to choose, right? Because Christ said, follow me, follow me. Follow me means, okay, agreement means walk in peace. Follow me means segue, to follow, right? Just to follow. Association means to follow, right? So there's a bunch of following going on right here, but you got to know what's up, man, because if you know what's up with these words, then you know what's going on, right? But check this out, right? You see where it says common examples include trade associations? Right, so there's other associations out there that people follow, right, that they're forced to follow, right? They're forced to follow because they might be in some type of job, a learned society or a professional association, an environmental group, right? Things like that. So there's other groups and other associations out there that are all private, right? Because you can just go read their bylaws, right? So they're private, right? So that means that someone created it, right? And then once you read who created it, then you know who you're following, right? So God created the world, right? So I follow God. That's why I read the Bible, because the Bible is the bylaws of the realm, right? Scary simple service, okay? And then when I want to know what's up with the other associations, I go and I see who created it, right? And then once you see, like example, the American Medical Association was created by a bunch of doctors, right? And then they said, hey, we want to make an association. And then from there, they fill it up with a bunch of other doctors. And then now all these other doctors think that in order for them to be doctors or physicians or surgeons, that they have to be part of that private association, which in fact they don't, man, because that's not how this realm is created, okay? Let's keep it going. Boom, legal personality. We like this word right here because it's fun, right? So we're just going to scroll down right here. See, legal persons, right? Persona. Remember, persona means mask, something you sound through, right? Are of two kinds. Natural persona, right? That's called the physical person, right? That's God's creation, right? So all men, all women, all people, we are all natural persons, right? Because we have our physical, right? We can sound through it. We can use our mouth and speak, right? And then you have a juridical person, right? This is called a fictitious person, right? That is called a corporation, right? So a corporation is a fake person, not real, right? It's not real, but it's created by a bunch of other entities called people who go into it, and then they all manage it, but they're all based off of some bylaws, right? So all you have to do is read what the corporation bylaws are, and then you'll know who the fake person is, man. You can see how they speak through their mask, right? An example of a fake person would be the United States of America. Okay, so all governments are corporations, which means that they might be legal persons, right? But they're fictitious persons because they're corporate in nature, and then we, the people, control all corporations, right? Okay, you got it? Okay, cool. Let's keep it going. Right, slavery, right? We like this one because this is a fun one, right? Because, sometimes when you say slavery to some people, they freak out. They were like, oh my God, 400 years. And you're like, wait, what? What are you talking about, man? And they were like, 400 years, my people was in slavery. And you're like, no way, man. You need to go ahead and learn how to read, bro, right? Because it means something else, right? Because I'm a slave. I am a slave for God, right? I do what God wishes, and because I choose to, because I got free will, right? So that's just what I do with my property, right? But then check this out right here. This is fun. right? In the strictest sense of the term, any system in which principles of property law, what's that, are applied to people, allowing individuals to own, buy, and sell other individuals as de jure form of property, right? So you know how you have all these professional teams out there, like the NBA, the NFL, the NHL, the major baseball leagues, the soccer leagues, right? When they trade the players, right? That's another form of slavery, right? But you just can't tell them that because they call themselves professional players, right? But if you have an owner of a company buy and sell other players, right? That's just what you call slavery, man. And no one's complaining about that. Look at all the money that those athletes make, man. And they just love it, right? Don't they? I think so. Right? So that's just how slavery works now, right? It's not the bad slaves that you think about when you watch the screen and they show you, people being whipped and stuff like that. That's just movie magic right there. I'm pretty sure that happened, right? But just not the way that they show you, right? Because you want to look at modern day slavery? Look at all of the athletes. All of the athletes right now are slaves, right? But they call themselves athletes, and then they call themselves professional athletes, and they have no problem with that, right? So bend the knee on that one, okay? All right, so let's check this out. Property law, right? We like this one here too, right? Property law is the area of law that governs, right? That means controls the various forms of ownership and tenancy in real property. Tenancy in real property. Land as distinct from personal or movable possession, okay? Here, you see this? My body? My body is an example of land, right? That's real property, right? Because God lives within this land right here, right? So God lives within this land, right? And then there's rules that no one can touch my property, right? Because it's private, private property. See, I like this one. Personal property within the common law legal system, right? That's just another system. Right, that's the system that God created for man, right? And then you have another one called the civil law system, right? That's the one that all of the governments operate in, right? Which is the thing that man created, right? So God created the law, right? And then man administers the law, right? And then man creates other little laws, right? But they all sit underneath God, right? So remember the hierarchy. You got God on top, right? And then you got man, woman, child, also called the people, right? And then everything else is underneath it, right? Scary simple service. Okay, let's keep it going, right? So here goes the U.S. Constitution, right? Article 4, right? Section 4. The United States shall be guaranteed to every state in this union a republican form of government, right? Scary simple service, right? Republic means, again, people, right? Public means people. Re means again, right? So again, people form of government, right? That's it, right? So you just know that in the U.S., every government is supposed to be a Republican form, right? Not a Democratic form, right? So if you ever hear them saying, our democracy, then you know they are committing treason, right? Because they are betraying the trust of the Constitution, because nowhere in the Constitution does it say a democratic form of government. No, bro. Just look at the Constitution, have them read that, and then say, show me where it says that, right? And when they can't do that, then that means you got them trapped by their own words, man. We love that. So much fun. Okay, let's keep it going. Right, so what do we want to do right here? So we wanted to show you in California Constitution, Article 3, Section 3, the powers of the state government are 3: legislative, executive, and judicial. What is that? Okay, we're going to show you, right? Let's keep it going. Right, so look at this right here. Right, so here goes an image. Can we make this bigger? Right, here goes an image of the 3 branches of the U.S. government, right? Legislative makes laws, right? Executive carries out the laws, right? Judicial interprets the laws, right? So here goes all the entities underneath that, right? Here goes the entities underneath the legislator. Here goes the entities underneath the executive. Here goes the entities under the judicial, right? So you got Congress, Senate, House of Representatives, right? Those are the ones that make the law, right? Execute the law is the president, the vice president, and the cabinet, okay? And then the judicial one interprets the laws, right? They read that and say, yeah, that's the law, right? So you got the Supreme Court and then the other federal courts, right? But when you look up top, who wrote the Constitution? We, the people, wrote the Constitution. Therefore, we are up here. We are the boss, right? So when you have the president try to tell the people what to do, you have to look at these entities now and you have to be like, who's your master, man? How is the created going to tell the creator what to do? Example, I can't tell God what to do because God created me, right? That's just silly, right? So God tells me what to do and I say, all right, got it good. I'll follow what you do, right? So how is the president telling the people what to do? How is Congress telling the people what to do? How is the Supreme Court telling the people what to do? Nowhere in here do they have the authority to tell we the people what to do, because we the people sit up here because we wrote the Constitution, right? Remember that, people. We wrote the constitutions for all of our public servants to administer. Okay, so let's show you the word. All right, it says check out property, right? We like property because this one is a fun one. See, it says one's own, right? One's own, special, right? Special. Fact, man, that's what it means. Ownership, one's own. But look, you want to see proper? Look at what proper means, right? From private, before private, right? Private, right? One's own, individual. That's what property means. One's own, individual, right? My body, my property. Remember that, okay? Let's keep it going. Law. We like law because law is fun because it's simple. Put, lay, right? To lie down, right? To lie down. So you have to lie down the words that we need to see so we understand that you're following the law, okay? And that's what we do with you now, all right? So check this out. Legislator, right? Remember this. Legis, latio, another Latin word, right? Literally bearing of a law, right? Of a law. Not law, but of a law, right? Remember, they make things that are of law because we gave them that power to do that, right? See this? A lawgiver, a maker of laws, right? So we say, okay, you can make the laws in this jurisdiction only, right? But don't mess with God's jurisdiction. Do not mess with the people, right? Only mess with the consumers. Only mess with that. That's the only area that you have power in, right? Remember that. Executive, right, means this one follows after. They carry out the law. So the executor executes the laws that the legislatures lay out for them. Scary simple, right? So check this out right here. Here goes judicial, right, means to show, right? So the judicial shows the right law, right? So they go and they look at the law and they say, well, this is the law that was written. This is the law that they're trying to do. If they don't match up, then that means that that's no good, right? So every man, every woman, we the people are the ultimate judges of the law. And now we have to show them what the law is so then they can show the other servants what the law is, right? So this is just what we do now, right? So we show you the word, right? We show you the word, and the word is God. Remember that. The word is God and God is the word. And once we show you the word, you better follow that. And if you don't follow that, we call that treason. We call that maladministration. We call that war, okay? Remember, order. Right? Order means to fit together, right? So when things are in order, they fit together. Example, my hands fit with my body. My hands are my man, right? It goes on my arm and then my arm is connected to my body, right? It fits together, right? I fit together with God because I follow God's order, right? So when they're out of order, that means that you are in disorder. You are away from order, right? And then we look for things that are not in order. And once they're not in order, we make sure that they're back in order. So we just put it back together, okay? Let's keep it going. It's like Humpty Dumpty, right? So check this out right here. So here goes the Federal Reserve Act, right? The Banking Act, right? When was this done? See, this one was approved in 1913, right? 1913. An act amending an act entitled an act to increase the limit of cost of certain public buildings, whatever, right? So when you scroll down right here, right, and then you see, be it enacted by the Senate and House of Representatives are servants of the United States of America and Congress assembled, that the short title of this act shall be the Federal Reserve Act. What? Hi, Federal Reserve. Let's see what you're about. Wherever the word bank means table is used in this act, the word shall be held to include state bank, banking associations, and trust company, except where national banks or Federal Reserve banks are specifically referred to. Oh, is that right? Okay, so someone called a public servant they created a bank, right? They created a bank, right? And then we showed you, where did we show you? Right here. So right here, legislatures don't have the power to pass any act granting any charter for banking purposes, right? So how was it that the Congress, hi Federal Reserve, we're coming to you. How was it that Congress created a bank, right, when they don't have that power, they don't have that ability? I don't know. These are just questions, right? You need to ask them these questions, and we're going to ask them, right, because we're going to show you what's up, okay? So check this out. Look at about the Federal Reserve System. The Federal Reserve System is the central bank of the United States. Wait, what? When did you get that? Who gave you that ability? Who gave you that power, right? So now when we look at it and we see that the entity that gave them power to do that was the Senate and the House of Representatives, right? Which means that this is delegated power, right? This is called delegated power, right? These are deputies of we the people, and they cannot go and create something else that we didn't give them that ability to do, right? So this right here, we're just going to dust the Federal Reserve Bank to the side, man, because, you don't have that power, or you don't have that ability to conduct the nation's monetary policy, right? You can't do that, right? So all you men and all you women, all you people out there who think that they have the power to do that, you guys need to put your brakes on, and you need to go back and read the words, right, and see who controls what. We the people are the bosses of all of our governments, right? Not the other way around, right? So these board of governors right here, they work for we the people now, right? So now we need to go back in here and we need to check them, and we need to see what's up. Okay, let's keep it going. Right, so check this out right here. Here goes an executive order, an executive order. Which one is this? It's in the Federal Registry, right? You can go check it out, but it's Executive Order 14067, and this one was created on March 9, 2022, right? So remember, the executive people have been making orders that are hindering the people, right? They are delaying the people from doing things that the people wish to do, right? So now what they did was they created this one called Ensuring Responsible Development of Digital Assets. Okay, really? By the authority, who gave you the authority? We the people. Vested in me as president by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, it is hereby ordered as follows. Oh, okay, so you're going to go ahead and order something? Okay, so check this out. Section 1, policy. Advances in digital and distributed ledger technology for financial services have led to a dramatic growth, blah, blah, blah. Right, let's keep it going. The ability to exercise human rights, financial inclusion and equity, and energy demand and climate change. What? Why are you combining digital assets with climate change? Whatever. In November 2021, non-state issued digital assets reached a combined market capitalization of $3 trillion. Okay, they're talking about blockchain technology, right? So this is what they did now. Monetary authorities globally are also exploring, in some cases, introducing central bank digital currencies, right? So this is how they're getting ready to bind the people, right? So if the central bank, which was a bank that was created by a delegated power, is now going to create a digital currency that now the people are going to use, right? That means that they can block the people from using digital currency. Remember that, right? So we're showing you a way that they're getting ready to trick the people in the future right now, right? So remember that, right? Remember that, right? So check this out, right? Look at this one. We did a keyword search. How do central banks control the money supply, right? So check this out. We're just going to read the first paragraph, right? If a nation's economy were a human body, then its heart would be the central bank. What? That's not true. And just as the heart works to pump life-giving blood throughout the body, the central bank pumps money into the economy. You see what they just said? The central bank pumps money into the economy. So we just showed you the bank cannot do that. They don't have the authority to do that, right? So now as the people, we need to go ask the bank, the central bank, and our legislatures and our president, right? We need to ask them, hey, boss man, check this out, man. Who's your master, right? Are we the people the one that control you? And now if we control you, how did you guys just make a bank? How did you guys just make a bank that's trying to regulate the people's economy? How did you do that? Okay, so these are some of the questions that we're going to ask you. All right, so check this out. Right, so here's the Liberty Dollar. Shout out to my man, David Jose. So he showed us this one right here. Look at this. We're just going to read the headline. So you can go to libertydollar.org and then you can check this out, because the people are free, and you can do this, right? So Liberty Dollar, financial association, something that can be created, right? Private money for private people. Oh, I get that. Silver currency, digital, metal, paper, 100% backed and redeemable, right? So now you see where you can go as we the people, right? So we the people, you guys need to go hop on Liberty Dollar and see what's up there, right? Because right here, this entity right here called the Federal Reserve Bank, right? They're trying to do some tricks, man. They're trying to do some tricks and they're going to harm the people using this executive order right here because we got to correct this, right? That's just what we have to do now. So we're going to correct it. We're going to show you what's up. And Liberty Dollar is going to be one of the ways that we do that. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead. Let's close it out. Right. So check this out. Remember the word, right? Matthew 6:24. No man can serve two masters. Remember that. You always get the choice. You get to choose, right? Ye cannot serve God and mammon, right? So you have to choose. You have to either choose to serve God, right? Or you choose to serve mammon, right? An example of mammon would be the Federal Reserve Bank. That's rich gain, right? So if you chase that paper, if you chase that money that's not real, man, then that means you're serving mammon, right? If you follow God, right? And then you follow God and you say, all right, God, tell me what I got to do, right? And then you serve the people, right? And then you serve man, woman, and you protect them and you cover them, then you're cool, man, right? But remember, you get a choice. No man can serve two masters. In this realm, you get free will, right? And that's what free will looks like. You either choose God or you choose mammon, right? You have to choose. Okay? Scary, simple service. Let's keep it going. Remember, we always want to show you where you come from, right? And God said, let us make man in our image, right? Let us make man in our image after our likeness and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the fowl of the air and over the cattle and over all the earth and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth, right? So man has dominion over the land, the air, and the water. That's called law because God said so. Remember that. God said that. So God created man in his own image, right? So when you want to know who you are in the image of, right, it's not mommy and it's not daddy, it's of God, right? So God said we created man in his own image. In the image of God created he, him. Male and female created he, them, right? So God created us, the people, right? So all people are in the image of God, man. So now you know what's up. Okay, let's keep it going. Right, so check this out. Here we go. Another proof. We call these P caps, man. Okay, so check out 82:6. I have said, ye are gods, right? Little g, right? So big G is telling little g what's up right now. And all of you are children of the Most High, right? So every man, every woman, every child, all the people are children of the Most High, right? It's done. It's simple, right? And if you call yourself something else, then that means that we know that you serve another master and you don't walk with God. You don't follow God because you are now taking away little g from you, right? But big G said that we're all little g's, man. It's stupid simple once you know what's up with the words. Okay, so check this out. Remember, John 1:1. What's up, John 1:1? This is what we do with John 1:1. In the beginning was the Word. That's a fact. And the Word was with God. That's a fact. And the Word was God. That's another fact, right? So if you understand that all words are God and God is the Word, because that's how we show, right? Because what we show through our persona, through our mask when we speak is the Word of God, and you also call that the Spirit, right? So when you want to know what the Holy Spirit is, when you have one Spirit and you're not divided by demons, right, who try to divide you, right, because that's what demos is. They try to put you in different districts, man, because they want you divided, then you know what's up, right? So if you follow, example, demos is divide, district. Democrat means district, right? District, right? So when demons try to divide you, then that means that they're not of God, right? God is just one, singular, one, right? One body, one life, one trust, right? One God, one people, all in the image of God, man. Scary simple service, okay? All right, so let's close this out, man. I'm sorry I was getting a little hot right there, right? But remember this right here. Remember the order, right? The order. God created the world, check. God created man, aka the people, check. People created states, check. People created constitutions, check. People created governments, check. Question: when did government become boss of the people? Answer: never, never. The people are the boss, man. That's just how it is, man, because remember, God's people, we are the ones who run this, right? Whenever you want to know who runs this, we run this, okay? God's people, we run this, right? So don't fear the banks, only fear God, right? That's what you just have to know right now, right? So have no fear, right? Or the only fear that you should have is of God. And then that's it. And then once you realize that, you'll be cool, man, right? You'll be cool because remember, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, and to knowledge means to know. And now you know. Don't be a fool, but fools despise wisdom and instruction, right? So if you don't like these words, then we know that you're a fool. All right, well, that's it. I'm done. I'm going to go. I'm going to have some fun. I'm going to drink some coffee, and then we're going to go to the zoo, and then we're going to look at the zoo animals today. All right, I'll talk to you in the future. Remember, nobody's having more fun than us. Bye.